minimalist, so forgive me because I do not have my mic on, and I gotta make sure that I drop y'all this dope information. So, as a long-time Tesla owner of over 5 years, when I first started in 2021, and I switched from a gas car, which most of us do, it was like learning how to drive all over again, right? So you go over the regenerative braking and be like, you know, your foot, your right foot, especially being in Texas, and people can't drive. That's why you're looking at this video on the freeway right now. People can't drive. You always have to be prepared to put your your foot on the brake, right? And with Teslas, 90% of the time you don't have to do that. But here's the thing that with driving now, with starting with hardware 3 and now having hardware 4 on one of the vehicles, it's certain things about hardware 4 as of this posting that I'm not a fan of. So right now I am in the hardware 3 vehicle. We're in Blueslow right now, and what I've noticed is that it's certain areas with hardware 3, as far as driving underneath underpasses, thinking that the camera's thinking that it sees shadows and all of that, like that's very like far in between, but it does happen at random times, right? And then people drive and all of a sudden they stop on a dime. The Tesla computer is like, it reads that, right? So like the next Tesla that goes into this specific area, street, freeway, and it does the same disrespectful things, it's subject to doing it. It's subject to doing it. I won't say that it will, but it's subject to, right? But it's certain things with hardware 3. I would like to say that right now for the day-to-day driving commute, it's a bit more smooth. It's a bit more smooth. And partly why I'm an FSD hater. It's not because I hate the software. I use it on a day-to-day basis. I do not see driving without it. I left Tesla for a month and a half and came back because I missed it that much. One of the reasons. Taking the politics and all that stuff out of it, right? But as you can see, like getting off the freeway, switching lanes, it's certain things that hardware 4, unless you're on Mad Max at this very moment of this posting. I'm definitely prefacing this video with that, because if anybody watches this at a later date, you might still think that it has this problem and it can easily be fixed with a software update, right? But as of right now, hell no. Because if you're not on Mad Max, you're gonna have a hard time switching lanes. You're gonna have a hard time with the basic things that hardware 3 does. So it's an interchangeable type of thing when you're driving. If you're new to Tesla, you're thinking about getting a Tesla, one of your homies or family members has a Tesla, and they have hardware 3, depending on where you guys go, depending on the route, depending on the settings that they might have in their car, right? Those can be deal breakers for you if you're not necessarily well versed on how to make hardware 3, which is full self-driving computer 3, work for you, right? Like when I first got into Tesla, like I said, in 2021, my first car was a 2021 Model Y, long range. That's my sweet spot. Like as much as I love performance, I don't want to have to switch out like staggered tires and all of that. But I do love that Model 3 performance. If y'all see my short, oh my Lord, Jesus, it's so dope. But blessings to this 300C that's going through it with this flat right now, because that's my ADHD, y'all. Y'all judge my life without knowing my story. But when I first got my Model Y, blessla, it had hardware 3, but it was like the first rendition of it. Like it would do so much phantom braking, it would piss me off, right? That has become a bit more refined over time, right? I'm not saying to get hardware 3 over hardware 4. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, especially with the V14 Lite that's coming, you'll want want to make sure that, because I almost drank the Kool-Aid, you want to make sure that you get the car that's right for you. Don't get it solely because of the software or solely because of what you might have heard about Hardware 4, because it, as of this moment, it's great. It finds your parking spaces. It, you know, the Summit is great, all of that, right? But as a person that has used Hardware 3, and y'all have seen in past videos and past shorts where I've looked at this car and I'm like, you don't have Hardware 4. But it's not that bad, y'all. So y'all let me know in the comments like how y'all feel on my Hardware 3 users, on my former Hardware 3 users. You're gonna see a lot more content regarding the comparison and like why I'm an FSD hater. Like, it makes you lazy. It makes you lazy. I'm just gonna be a buck with y'all. It makes you lazy in a good way. Because you just get in your car, tap the brake, tap a button and go, right? So whenever you want to be disrespectful and not drive how I want you to, I'm not going to be happy about it, right? So y'all let me know in the comments. Let me know y'all experiences with FSD 3, with FSD 4, Hardware 3, Hardware 4. You know, we have a lot of lingo over here in the Tesla community. And until next time, minimalists, peace.